Yeah, dear students, in my last video, I was discussing the methods of preparation of alkyl halides or monohaloalkane. Already we went through the preparation of alkyl halides from alcohols. There are three sub methods using alcohol and hydrogen halide or halogen acids, using alcohol and phosphorus, trihalide and pentahalide, using alcohol and thionyl chloride SOCl2. Okay, let me go through the second method which can be used to prepare alkyl halides. Second one is from hydrocarbons. From hydrocarbons. Chlorination and bromination of alkanes give alkyl halides. Alkyl halides can be prepared by subjecting alkanes to either chlorination or bromination. Actually, it's a free radical substitution reaction. Let me give a simple example from alkane CH3, CH2, CH3 propane. When propane is subjected to chlorination in the presence of UV lights or by heating. Okay, what is done here? I have taken an alkane, it is subjected to chlorination. It is made to react with chlorine in the presence of UV light or the mixture is heated. Actually, it's a free radical substitution reaction. Here we get CH3, CH2, CH2, Cl, CH3, CHCl and CH3. So here one hydrogen atom will be substituted by chlorine. But in this method, not only we get mono substituted products, but also bi and poly substituted products. That means we get a complex mixture of isomeric halo compounds, monohalo, dihalo and polyhalo compounds. Therefore, it is very difficult to separate these into pure compounds. Hence, this method is not a suitable method to prepare alkyl halides in the laboratory. Let me give one more example. CH3, CH2, CH2 and CH3. This is our butane. When butane is subjected to chlorination in the presence of UV light or the mixture is heated, again we get a mixture of mono, di and poly substituted products. Mono we get 2 CH3, CH2, CHCl, CH3. Another one is CH3, CH2, 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 Cl. I think we are able to name these alkyl halides. What's the name of this alkyl halide? IUPAC name is 1, 2, 3. So it is 1 chloropropane. This one is 1, 2, 3, 2 chloropropane. Or common name is N-propyl chloride, isopropyl chloride. What's the name of this compound? It is N, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 chlorobutane. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 chlorobutane. But in this method, there is free radical chlorination of alkenes give mono-substituted, di-substituted and poly-substituted compounds. That means we get a complex mixture of mono, di and poly-substituted that means halo compounds. It's very difficult to separate these into pure compounds. Hence, this method is not usually used to prepare halo compounds in the laboratory. Okay. Now let me go through preparation of alkyl halides from alkene. It's very simple. When an alkene is treated with, is your double bond C double bond C. Generally an alkene can be represented like this. When an alkene is treated with, use here, this is from alkene. When an alkene is treated with hydrogen halide HX or halogen acids, so we get corresponding alkyl halide. Say hydrogen H adds here, halogen adds to this. What we get? We get an alkyl halide. It's an alkyl halide or haloalkane. Let me give a simple example. Say CH2 double bond CH2. Our ethene. When ethene is treated with say hydrogen halide like HCl or HBr or even HI, you can take any one, HX. General representation of hydrogen halide or halogen acid is HX. HX may be HCl, HBr, HI, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide, hydrogen iodide, or hydrochloric acid, hydrobromic acid, or hydroiodic acid. You see here any one of these. When ethene is treated with HCl, see what happens? Hydrogen, here hydrogen adds to this, halogen adds to this, we get CH3, CH2Cl. Ethene plus HBr gives CH3, CH2Br. If ethene is treated with hydrogen iodide, we get CH3, CH2I. So this is chloroethane, bromoethane, iodoethane. But in case of unsymmetrical alkene, that's very important. Unsymmetrical alkene. I think you know the difference between symmetrical and unsymmetrical alkene. Let me give examples. Use here C double bond C, H and H, H and H. This is our ethene. See here, let me give one more example. CH3, CH double bond CH2, propene. It can be written as, is here CH2, H and CH3. Okay, let me give one more example. CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3. It could be written as CH, CH3 double bond CH, CH3. This is butene. This is our ethene. This is our propene. This is our butene. See here, in ethene doubly bonded carbon, this carbon contains 2 hydrogen atoms and this carbon contains 2 hydrogen atoms. They can double bonded carbon atoms which are involved in double bond contain identical atom. Therefore, it is symmetrical in nature. You just think of propene. Carbon atoms which are involved in double bond, doubly bonded carbon atom. This carbon contains 2 hydrogen atoms while this carbon contains 1 hydrogen and 1 methyl group. Therefore, carbon atoms which are involved in double bond, they do not contain identical groups. Here 2 hydrogen atoms, here 1 hydrogen and 1 methyl, therefore it is unsymmetrical in nature. Just think of this one. Double bond carbon contains, this carbon contains hydrogen and methyl. This double bond carbon contains hydrogen and methyl, therefore it is symmetrical in nature. So, I think now we have got an idea regarding symmetrical and unsymmetrical alkene. Let me discuss the addition of hydrogen halide to an unsymmetrical alkene like propene. CH3, CH double bond CH2. It's an unsymmetrical alkene because double bond carbon. Carbon atoms which are involved in double bond contain different atoms, different groups. Okay, now use here. I have taken propene and it is made to react with say HI, hydrogen iodide, or you can take HCl or even HBr. Here, use here addition of hydrogen halide to an unsymmetrical alkene takes place in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. Markovnikov rule. You studied this rule in your lower class, that means previous, in first year. Can you give the statement of Markovnikov's rule? The rule states like this: if an unsymmetrical reagent adds to an unsymmetrical alkene, the negative part of the adding molecule, addendum, adds to double bond carbon contain less number of hydrogen atoms. See here, according to Markovnikov's rule, if an unsymmetrical reagent like HCl, HBr, HI adds to an unsymmetrical alkene, negative part, you see here, let me take HX, unsymmetrical alkene is say CH3, CH double bond CH2, propene, unsymmetrical. Use here when an unsymmetrical reagent, here HX adds to an unsymmetrical alkene, negative part, actually halide gets negative charge, hydrogen gets positive charge. Actually this molecule HX gives H plus and X minus. This is negative part. Negative part of the adding molecule always adds to double bond carbon which contains less number of hydrogen atoms. You see here, these two carbon atoms are involved in double bond. Double bond can be seen between these two carbon atoms, but this carbon contains only one hydrogen atom while it contains two hydrogen atoms. According to Markovnikov's rule, negative part of the adding molecule should be added to double bond carbon containing less number of hydrogen atoms. Therefore, here what is the product? According to Markovnikov's rule, negative part should be added to double bond carbon containing less number of hydrogen atoms and positive part adds to this. So, product is CH3, CHI, CH3. This is the major product. Major product is in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. Okay, let us check this one. If you go through the mechanism of this reaction, mechanism is not included in the syllabus. Anyhow, let me explain. If you go through the mechanism of this reaction, you will come to know the fact that why this is the major product. Last year you studied this one. You see here, in the presence of, actually the mechanism of this reaction involves two parts. First, two steps. First step is formation of carbocation. Second step is attack by the nucleophile. Step 1 you see here, mechanism. Step 1, in the presence of electrophile, you see here, Hi gives H plus and I minus. H plus is electron deficient, therefore it acts as electrophile. I minus is electron rich, it acts as nucleophile. In the presence of an electrophile H plus, our propene, use here CH3, CH double bond CH2 gives two carbocations. So actually use here, what happens here, pi bond, the electrons which are present in the pi bond get shifted towards one of the carbon atoms in the presence of an attacking agent to give carbocation. Let me write the both possibilities. Okay, say pi bond gets shifted to this carbon. As a result of this carbon becomes electron rich and this becomes electron deficient. Electrophile attached to carbon which is rich in electron. So we get this carbocation CH2, H plus attached to this CH2. Now it becomes single bond. Now this carbon has lost its electron, plus charge gets created on this. So it's a carbocation. Another chance is use here, say pi bonds. Pi bond means the electrons which are present in this bond get shifted to this carbon. Okay, now use here, our electrophile now attacks this carbon which becomes electron rich. So now bond gets shifted to this carbon. As a result of this, positive charge gets created on this carbon. So we get this carbocation CH3, CH plus, it becomes CH3. Now use here, in the presence of H plus ion, the electrophile, propene, unsymmetrical alkene, gives two carbocation. This is a primary carbocation. This is a secondary carbocation. Carbocations are very familiar to us because you studied all these things in your first year. Okay, and their stability. What do you mean by carbocation? A carbocation is a positively charged species in which positive charge should be located on carbon. Here is positive charge which is on carbon. Here positive charge is located on carbon. So this is primary because positive charge is located on primary carbon atom. Here positive charge is located on secondary carbon atom. And their stability is known to us. Tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary, primary is least stable. Stability of carbocations can be explained with the help of inductive effect as well as hyperconjugative effect. We studied all these things. Anyhow, among these two, this is primary carbocation, this is secondary. This is N-propyl carbocation, this is isopropyl carbocation. This is secondary in nature, this is primary in nature. Therefore, among these two, this is more stable. Therefore, it forms more readily as compared to this. Step 2 is secondary carbocation, which is more stable than primary primary will be attacked by the nucleophile. It readily reacts with nucleophile I minus to give the product CH3 CHICH3 2-iodopropene. You see the fact. So this is in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. Therefore, it's very clear that when an unsymmetrical reagent like HCl, HBr, HI adds to an unsymmetrical alkene, negative part of the adding molecule always adds to double bond carbon which contains less number of hydrogen atom. So this statement is Markovnikov statement. Okay. Now let me go through the addition of HBr in the presence of a catalyst. Here, see the difference. I have taken propene here, CH3, CH, double bond CH2. Let me add HCl or HBr or HI. Addition takes place in accordance with Markovnikov's rule only. So here we get CH3, CH, Cl, CH3. In this case, we get CH3, CH, Br, CH3. In this case, we get CH3, CHI, CH3. Use here. Addition is in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. Propene HCl 2 chloropropane, propene HBr 2 bromopropane, propene HI 2 iodopropane. Addition is in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. Let me do one thing. Let me carry out the same reaction in the presence of peroxide catalyst. Peroxide catalyst. Here, let me, okay, I am going to use a peroxide catalyst, say benzyl peroxide catalyst. Okay, HBr, CH3, CH, double bond CH2, peroxide catalyst, CH3, CH, double bond CH2, HI, peroxide catalyst. Use here. In the previous example, what we did? We have not used peroxide catalyst. Simply, propene was made to react with HCl, HBr and HI. Addition was in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. So we have got 2 chloropropane and 2 iodo and 2 bromopropane. But here I have changed the condition. I have used a peroxide catalyst, benzyl peroxide, organic peroxide. So what happens if a peroxide catalyst is used in this reaction? Here we get CH3, CHCl, CH3. Here we get CH3, CH2, CH2, Br. Here we get CH3, CHI and CH3. From this it is very clear that propene reacts with HCl in the presence of peroxide or even in the absence of peroxide gives the same product. Addition of HI to propene in the absence or in the presence of peroxide gives the same product. That means addition of HCl and HBr to an unsymmetrical alkene takes place in accordance with Markovnikov's rule in the presence of peroxide or even in the absence. But in case of HBr, use here, addition of HBr to propene in the absence of peroxide gives 2 bromopropane. but in the presence of peroxide, it gives 1 bromopropane. See the difference? Let me write in the absence, okay? Let it. CH3, CH double bond CH2 plus HBr. I am not going to use the catalyst here. Here addition takes place in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. So I get the product CH3, CHBr, CH3. If a peroxide is used, reaction takes place against Markovnikov's rule, contrary to Markovnikov's rule. It is called anti-Markovnikov's addition or peroxide effect. Karst effect or peroxide effect or anti-Markovnikov's rule. You see the difference. When a propene is treated with HBr, addition takes place in accordance with Markovnikov's rule. We get 2 bromopropane as the major product. If the same reaction, propene is taken and it is made to react with HBr, but I have used peroxide catalyst, addition takes place against Markovnikov's rule. That means instead of getting 2 bromopropane, here we get 1 bromopropane as the major product. So this is called anti-Markovnikov's addition or peroxide effect. Therefore, peroxide effect can be seen only in case of HBr. Peroxide effect cannot be seen in case of HCl and HI. Okay, this point should be kept in mind. I am not going to give the reasons for this. While discussing CET concepts, I am going to give the reason why HBr shows peroxide effect. Why can't our HCl and HI? Here I am not going to explain this. Okay. Okay, this is about preparation of alkyl halides from alkanes and alkenes. Now let me go to the third method, halogen exchange methods. Here halogen atoms will be exchanged. Chlorine and bromine will be exchanged either by iodine or by fluorine. See here, halogen exchange. This method is very important because there are 2 named reactions. Halogen, third one, halogen exchange. Halogen exchange methods. Okay, first one is Finkelstein. Finkelstein reaction. Actually, Finkelstein reaction is used to prepare alkyl iodides. Alkyl iodides, Ri, from alkyl chlorides or even from alkyl bromide. See here, what we do in Finkelstein reaction. In Finkelstein reaction, we convert alkyl chloride or even alkyl bromide into alkyl iodide. This should be kept in mind. Finkelstein method is used to prepare alkyl iodide from alkyl chlorides and alkyl bromides. Let me give the reaction. General equation for this reaction is like this. Alkyl halide, X may be chlorine or even bromine. Alkyl chloride or even alkyl bromide, Rx, is treated with sodium iodide in dry acetone. Dry acetone. What is done here? An alkyl halide is taken. That means alkyl chloride or even alkyl bromide. It is treated with sodium iodide. In dry acetone, we get alkyl iodide, Ri, alkyl iodide plus sodium halide, NaX. Okay, let me write in case of alkyl chloride. Say RCl, alkyl chloride is taken. It is treated with sodium iodide in dry acetone. Dry acetone, here we get Ri, alkyl iodide plus sodium chloride. Let me take alkyl bromide, RBr plus NaI. Alkyl bromide is treated with sodium iodide in dry acetone. Here we get Ri, alkyl iodide plus sodium bromide. You see here? Sodium chloride and sodium bromides get precipitated in dry acetone. As a result of this, forward reaction gets favored. Anyhow, use here Finkelstein reaction. This is very, very important reaction. This reaction is used to prepare alkyl iodides from alkyl chlorides and alkyl bromides. Very simple. When an alkyl chloride or even alkyl bromide is treated with sodium iodide in dry ether, we get corresponding alkyl iodide. Let me give examples. These are general equations. Generally Rx or RCl, RBr, NaI, dry acetone, we get Ri. Let me give a simple example. C2H5Cl. Say CH3Cl, CH3CH2Br. Methyl chloride is taken, treated with sodium iodide in dry acetone. Dry acetone, we get CH3I plus sodium chloride. Here I have taken ethyl bromide, bromoethane. It is made to react with sodium iodide in dry acetone. Here I get CH3CH2I plus sodium bromide. Okay, this is about Finkelstein reaction. Now let me go through one more named reaction, that means Schwarz reaction. Schwarz reaction. Actually, this reaction is used to prepare alkyl fluorides, RF. Alkyl fluorides again from alkyl chloride or even alkyl bromide. What we did in Finkelstein reaction? In Finkelstein reaction, our job is to take alkyl chloride or even alkyl bromide, and it is made to react with sodium iodide in acetone. But in Schwarz reaction, our job is to convert alkyl halide into alkyl fluoride. So you can take either alkyl chloride or even alkyl bromide. And it is made to react with metallic fluoride here. Metallic fluoride like AgF, silver fluoride, AgF, or you can take mercurous fluoride, Hg2F2, mercury 1 fluoride, or you can take cobalt difluoride or cobalt 2 fluoride, or you can take SbF3, antimony 3 fluoride. Anyone, metallic fluoride is to be taken, and it is made to react with either alkyl chloride or even alkyl bromide. Let me give the reaction. Use here, say RCl is taken and it is made to react with say metallic fluoride, silver fluoride. Here we get RF, alkyl fluoride plus AgCl. Let me give a simple example. Okay, one more. Generally alkyl bromide, AgF, we get RF plus silver bromide. Example, CH3CH2CB or ethyl bromide is taken and it is made to react with silver fluoride. Here we get CH3CH2F ethyl fluoride plus AgBr. So this is about Schwartz method. Okay, so far we went through the methods of preparation of alkyl halides or haloalkane. Okay, we studied three methods. Let me give the summary of the methods of preparation of alkyl halides. We studied only three methods. First one is preparation of alkyl halides from alcohol. Second one is preparation of alkyl halides from hydrocarbons, that is from alkanes and alkenes. Third one is by halogen exchange methods. I think it is very clear to you. Let me recollect once again. Alcohols, we studied three sub methods using alcohol and halogen acids, HX, HCl, HBr, HI. Alcohol plus HCl in the presence of anhydrous zinc chloride gives alkyl chloride. Alcohol plus HBr, 48% HBr gives RBr, alkyl bromide. Alcohol plus HI gives RI. Here we know HBr and HI can be prepared during the reaction itself. Then alcohol plus phosphorus tri and pentahalide. Phosphorus trihalide generally PX3, maybe PCl3, PBr3 and PI3. Here we get alcohol plus PCl3 gives RCl plus H3PO3. Alcohol ROH plus PBr3 gives RBr plus H3PO3. ROH plus PI3 gives Ri plus H3PO3. PBr3 and PI3 should be prepared during the reaction itself by the action of red phosphorus with either bromine or even iodine. And phosphorus pentahalide, we took PCl5. Okay, alcohol plus PCl5 gives RCl plus POCl3 plus H2O. This is about preparation of then one more method, alcohol plus thionyl chloride, SOCl2 gives RCl plus SO2 plus HCl, and this is the best method. This method is also called Darjan's process. This is the best method which can be employed to prepare alkyl chloride, because we know alkyl chloride can be prepared using alcohol and HCl, using alcohol and PCl3, using alcohol and SOCl2. Among these three, this is the best method, because byproducts are in gaseous state, they escape out, leaving behind pure alkyl chloride. Okay, second method. Okay, the first one is from alcohol, three sub methods. Then second one is from hydrocarbons, alkanes and alkenes. Already we discussed this one. Third one is halogen exchange method. Okay, now my job is to discuss the physical and chemical properties of alkyl halides. Before going to discuss the physical properties of physical as well as chemical properties of alkyl halide, let me say a few words regarding CX bond in alkyl halide. All alkyl halides contain CX, carbon halogen bond, right? Carbon halogen, CX bond is there. It may be CF bond, carbon fluorine bond in case of alkyl fluoride. In case of alkyl chloride, it is CCl bond, carbon chlorine. In case of alkyl bromide, it is CBr bond, carbon bromine. In case of alkyl iodide, it is carbon iodine. Okay, CF bond, CCl bond, CBr, CI, in general CX. All alkyl halides contain CX, carbon halogen bond. And we know halogens are more electronegative as compared to halogens are more electronegative as compared to carbon atom. Therefore, halogen atoms have got greater tendency to attract bond pair of electrons towards them. Here, use here, since this is more electronegative than this one, shared pair lies somewhat close to fluorine. Here too, shared pair lies somewhat closer to chlorine, bromine and iodine. As a result of this, halogen end, halogen end gets a partial negative charge while carbon gets partial positive charge. Therefore, it is very clear that in all alkyl halides, CX bond is polarized. Partial negative charge is created on halogen, partial positive charge gets created on carbon. Therefore, alkyl halides are polar in nature. Okay, in the next class, I am going to give a detailed account of physical and chemical properties of alkyl halides. Thank you.